In October 2015, John Brennan, then director of the CIA, the most powerful intelligence agency in the world, received a call from an unknown number. The caller sounded like a teenager. He told Brennan that he had hacked into the CIA's systems. This might have been dismissed as a prank call if it had been made to an ordinary person, but reaching Brennan's personal mobile number alone was a remarkable feat. This is the story of two young hackers who embarrassed the most powerful nation on Earth. When asked what he wanted, the caller said he wanted America to stop attacking the Middle East, particularly Palestine, and let the world live in peace. By the time the call came in, the CIA already knew their systems had been compromised. The moment the call ended, the entire U.S. government and CIA went into emergency mode. For an agency of this stature to be hacked by a teenager was deeply humiliating. To give you a sense of how secretive the CIA is, there's a Starbucks inside CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia, where officers are served coffee in cups with no logos and no names written on them, so that cups discarded outside cannot be traced back to agents. An organization this careful about a coffee cup can imagine how catastrophic a system breach would feel. Investigation revealed that the call had been made from Leicester, England, by a 15-year-old who went by the online alias Crackas. He had built a hacking community called Crackers With Attitude. To understand how this happened, we need to go back to 2008, where the second character in this story enters. A young man in Virginia, known online as Default, was obsessed with video games. He started modifying game code, games like Counter-Strike, tweaking the rules to win more easily. Essentially, he was building cheats. Everything he learned from the internet. Default was inspired by the hacking collective Anonymous, which had become famous around 2008 for hacking major websites and replacing their content with political messages. Impressed by this, Default began stepping into the world of hacking himself. Default started small, hacking minor websites, but he wanted to do something bigger. He joined a hacking group called AnonSec, which had already hacked several websites for political purposes. AnonSec operated using a botnet. They spread malware across the internet, and any computer infected came under their control. This network of infected computers was called a botnet. As a member of AnonSec, Default had access to this botnet. He noticed one of the infected computers belonged to a medical college in Canada. He worked his way into it and gained access to the college's financial records, over $9 million in outstanding student fees. He deleted those records from the college's system. His first hack was a success, and it threw the college into chaos. His next hack was driven by anger. In 2014, Denmark passed a law permitting sexual acts with animals. Animal rights activists around the world were outraged. Default, who owned a dog he loved dearly, teamed up with his group to hack Denmark's official government website and posted a message exposing the law to the public. He also used his botnet to shut down websites that supported the legislation. The hack spread the news globally, and Denmark faced enormous international backlash. The following year, the Danish government was forced to repeal the law. Like other hackers, Default was careful never to reveal his identity. He knew the consequences could be severe. He avoided using his home Wi-Fi entirely, instead purchasing a satellite internet connection installed far from his home, linked back to him through a private network. His computer was so heavily secured that it took 30 minutes just to boot up, a wait he was willing to accept for the sake of his privacy. Up until 2013, Crackas and Default didn't know each other. Then, Edward Snowden changed everything. Snowden,
A computer intelligence consultant at the NSA discovered that the CIA was secretly collecting the personal data and private information of internet users worldwide without their knowledge and using it for its own purposes. He leaked this information to journalists in Hong Kong, and the revelation sent shockwaves around the globe. People were furious that their data was being harvested without consent. This was the spark that brought Crackas and Default together. Both wanted to make the US government and the CIA feel what it was like to have their private information exposed. Crackas' additional motivation was American military strikes on Gaza. Their enemy was the same, the American government. Their first move was to make public the personal phone number of James Clapper, Director of National Intelligence. A simple Google search was all anyone needed to find it. Next, they set their sights on CIA Director John Brennan. Crackas searched online and found a public phone number linked to Brennan. It was a Verizon account. He called Verizon's internal tech team, posing as a company employee, and claimed he was troubleshooting a customer issue. When Verizon asked for a PIN to verify his identity, Crackas already had it. Verizon then handed over Brennan's personal details, his account number, backup mobile number, home address, and the last 4 digits of his bank card. The next step was hacking Brennan's email. Using the information already obtained, including those last 4 digits, Crackas was able to pass the verification and gain full access to Brennan's personal email account. Inside that email were top-secret documents, personal data of CIA officers, social security numbers, and classified government communications. By the time Brennan realized his account had been compromised and shut it down, it was too late. Crackas had already downloaded everything. One by one, Crackas began publishing the classified documents publicly. The CIA's reputation was in free fall. Finding the hackers became an urgent necessity. Shortly after the call to Brennan, Crackas also leaked the personal information of 9,000 Department of Justice employees and 20,000 FBI agents on social media. Despite everything, no leads materialized. Crackas felt untouchable. Default, however, living inside the US, grew increasingly anxious. Their downfall came from a single careless moment. Default, drunk, told a friend that he was behind the CIA hack. Days later, the FBI raided his room and arrested him. During interrogation, Crackas' name came up, and with the help of British police, he was arrested too. Crackas' real name was Kane Gamble. Default's real name was Justin Gray Liverman. Because of his young age, Kane Gamble was sentenced to 2 years in prison. Justin Liverman, who was less directly involved in the CIA hack itself, received a 5-year sentence. Both have since been released and are now pursuing careers in cybersecurity.